Hello, Crypto Jackie here. Welcome to another video on this channel. Today, as pretty much always, we are going to take a look at the price of Bitcoin. We will take a look how Bitcoin is performing during those hard days. Hard days for all the world, for Europe, especially for the east of Europe. We will see how this conflict impacts the price of Bitcoin. I will try to convince you guys that Bitcoin is holding pretty much strong during those bad times. But without any further ado, let's dive straight into the Bitcoin chart. And as you can see into the chart, let's start with a daily chart. As you can see, we were kind of in this wedge, and finally we had a break out to the upside. It happened actually on the something around 24th of March, and Bitcoin went up for quite a lot. Let me quickly measure this one out. So we break out over there. So it was around 13% up, so pretty much strong move to the upside. A lot of people jumped into their position back over there, hoping for Bitcoin to go straight to the moon. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Bitcoin made a strong resistance over there, around 47k. And eventually went to the downside. Where we are now, we are at the point where the previous breakout I was mentioning happened. So it's right around 42k. And yeah, now we are fighting back to go right back to come back to the EMA ribbons, because as you can see, we were above them, then we meet the resistance I mentioned, and then we went to the downside, and now we are below the EMA ribbons on a daily time frame, which is not a good information, because I would expect Bitcoin to jump back sooner, right over there at 43k, where is the bottom ribbon of the EMA ribbons. But it didn't happen. So what can we expect Bitcoin to stop falling down? That's the question a lot of people are asking right now. And in my opinion, Bitcoin can stop over there at 41k. Why so? You can ask. Good question. It's because, as you can see, we were in this wedge for quite a while. We break out through it right over there. We meet the resistance, and now it will be even a healthy thing for Bitcoin to establish this green line over there as a strong support, to, let's say, accumulate some power to go further up. So I'm looking for 41, around 41k, rather not lower than 41. To be a strong support for Bitcoin. And what will happen next? Based on the RSI, I'm not that convinced, because as you can see, we are in a downtrend. From 28th of March, we are still in the downtrend, and yeah, it tries to reverse it, but without success yet, I would say. Worst case scenario will be to go down over there, so it will mean probably that we will meet the lower level of our wedge. It can be even below 40k, which is a bit alarming for many, because we are kind of let's say, tired of this accumulation zone we are ranging in, because as you can see, we are in this accumulation zone for we've been here for quite a while. Actually, it is around 1st of January when we entered that zone, and since then we've been ranging in this zone. For many investors, this can be tiring to some extent, and they might consider selling out their assets at this point of time. So basically we are still in a decision-making point, in my opinion, because if we are going back to the EMA ribbons, we will establish them as a support, which unfortunately didn't happen here on the 6th of April. You see, we touched the upper EMA ribbons, but we went through them back down, which was a really bad sign. And now we will try to go back to the EMA ribbons, and when we are let's say fortunate, and we will do so, we can expect higher prices. Price target would be this orange line. That was our strong resistance here. And if this breakout is not successful, then you can expect prices, something, as I mentioned, around even 39k, so below 40k. But what we can also do is to go to the higher time frames. Sometimes it might be helpful to zoom out a bit and take a fresh look on it from higher perspective, from broader perspective, sorry. So let's take a look here, and as you can see, we were below EMA ribbons on a weekly time frame, which is pretty rare. It does not happen very often for Bitcoin to range below EMA ribbons on a weekly time frame, which I was telling you guys in previous videos that it might be a good accumulation zone for Bitcoin. It might be a good point to buy some Bitcoin. And now we finally moved through them. We got rejected over there at 46, and we are now retesting this wedge on a weekly time frame, which might be very, very healthy for Bitcoin. If this succeeds, then we can expect higher prices in the future. Of course, this orange line still remains the big resistance, but now let's hope this green line or bottom EMA ribbon will act as a very strong support in this case. Let's take a look at MACD on a weekly time frame. This might be interesting in my opinion, because as you can see, we are kind of bullish crossed the MACD, but I say kinda because right when we cross it, we go lower, we went lower, which is not good. We kind of go a bit lower, and then this MACD, it's now not heading up that strongly as it used to, which is a bit alarming, because we need to prove that this cross is valid, so we need further move to the upside. But not that bad things actually happened, because we didn't have bearish cross yet. Which is a good sign. Yeah, those crosses does not happen very often, which means that you can be very, very close to this orange line, like over there, and it doesn't mean that you will necessarily cross that one, right? Let's take a look at the monthly time frame. On a monthly time frame, things are looking not that good, because as you can see, we had a bearish cross over there. We are still in a 54 on our side, which is like a midway, which can be let's say a sign of a bottom, but not necessarily. We can go further down. As you can see, the low we were very low, for instance, on the 1st of January, around 43. It can happen this time as well. Why not? But as you can see, we are still above EMA ribbons, and we are above the EMA ribbons pretty much with a big, let's say, confidence. It's a lot to the lower band of the EMA ribbons. So yeah, we are still, let's say, in a bull run when it comes to monthly time frame. We are in a bull run mode. Some can also say. So yeah, that is pretty much it I can say about the price of Bitcoin. As you can see, there are like mixed signs, both encouraging us to buy some more Bitcoin and unfortunately discouraging us from doing so. So yeah, so let's keep our fingers crossed. The price of Bitcoin is now strictly tied to the events that are now happening. So keep in mind, guys, that it might be really useful to keep an eye on them on a daily basis. And yeah, I encourage you guys to subscribe to the channel. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It will mean a lot to me. It will mean that my videos are of a value to you. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, bye bye.